Hi, my name is Shannon and I'm an adult recreational ballet dancer. Today I'm going to get ready while talking about 5 things I wish I knew before starting or restarting ballet as an adult. So let's just get into it. Let's get this ballet bun started. First thing I would say is you need to have the right gear. At this point I've tried out 5 schools that offer adult ballet classes, and in all of them, the dress code is pretty chill. You can wear leggings and a t-shirt. Some people will come in with a Lululemon like zip up and then like maybe shorts and leg warmers. Or you can still wear a leotard and tights and a skirt. But definitely check your school's dress code before you come in, because some schools are a little stricter. It just depends like where you are and the policy. What's even more important is you'll want to have a pair of ballet shoes. It's preferred to have them just because if you show up in socks, you can end up hurting yourself. Ballet slippers, they have a little bit of like, I think it's a cardboard at the bottom. It makes it slippery enough for you to like do pirouettes and everything, but you still have a little bit of traction from whatever's at the bottom of that slipper. These are the block canvas slippers. You can get either canvas slippers or leather slippers depending on your preference, but I will tell you that most dancers will go with canvas. It's just more comfortable and they're just easier to clean. You can just throw them in a laundry bag and they'll be fine in the washing machine. I didn't really grow up using leather slippers, but some people in my adult classes prefer them because they say that the shoes last them longer or they like the look of them. So it's all just a matter of preference. This is how my bun's looking so far. Number 2, the second thing you should know if you're an adult thinking about joining ballet is that you may get hurt. Since you're older, at least in my experience, your body is more susceptible to pain. In my first few ballet classes, I would get foot cramps at the bar, and it was just a matter of like my body wasn't used to doing what I was trying to make it do. It was kind of revolting. It was like, what are you doing? You didn't prep me. And that's part of the problem. I did not prep my feet. There are exercises that you can do before class, you can do to kind of warm up your feet and warm up your ankles. So I'm not a physical therapist. I do not claim to be any sort of healthcare professional, but this is what I do for my feet to help prevent cramps or foot cramps at the bar. Before class, I'll kind of just like roll my feet out. There are plenty of foot rollers on Amazon. This is a lacrosse ball, and I'll just put my foot on top and roll it against the floor, and it feels really good. You feel like your muscles are just warming up and kind of like loosening anything that's tight. There are other exercises you can do for like your ankles and everything. I can probably do another video on that. Again, I'm not a professional, just like things that I do. Number 3, ballet can be expensive. It really can. I mean, that's kind of part of why I quit as a kid. So I did ballet recreationally until I was 14. So I would take classes once a week. Eventually I quit because it was expensive. You have your shoes. So your shoes are, like I mentioned, like $20. But then if you're trying to get into point, those are like $120 a pair. You kind of run through them quickly depending on how often you use them. Then there are classes. Classes, typically, they'll be around $25 each. $25 for an hour or $25 for an hour and a half, depending on what you find. But that's what I've been finding in the New York and Los Angeles area. And then leotards. Leotards can be anywhere from like $30 to maybe $95, depending on what you're looking for. But there is good news. There are workarounds. If you want to save on ballet wear, you can find discounted items from popular brands on Poshmark, on eBay, Facebook Marketplace. There's also a site called Tutu List that I have not tried, but I've had classmates purchase from there. I've seen people on TikTok talk about it. Tutu List is kind of just like a Poshmark or a Mercari dedicated to ballet wear. So you'll only find leotards and warm-ups and leg warmers. And in terms of classes, a lot of studios will offer some sort of like class card situation. If you want to buy 5 classes in advance, you could save 5% total. And then if you buy, let's say, 10 classes at once with a class card, then you can save maybe 10%. One other option for saving on classes is you can sign up for ClassPass. If you're not familiar with ClassPass, it's an app where you can sign up for different workouts at different schools at a discounted rate. instead of paying for a full membership for like one studio. You can sign up for a membership at ClassPass and explore different studios and different types of workouts for about the same price, more or less, actually maybe even cheaper. There are a couple of ballet studios on ClassPass. It's a little bit limited because ClassPass is more like specific to workouts and wellness, but I have taken a few classes on ClassPass with like an actual ballet studio, and ClassPass comes with a free trial for 30 days. You get a certain amount of credits. I think it's like 30 or 40 credits. If you like refer a friend, you also get more credits. Number 4, adult beginner ballet classes are usually filled with mixed levels, but you shouldn't be intimidated because we're all here to learn. So first of all, a beginner class in ballet could mean so many things. It could mean you're an absolute beginner with no experience whatsoever. You'll also get people like me who took ballet recreationally as a kid once a week and then they quit at 14. And then there will be other students who were part of a pre-professional program, or they were professionals and they're just like slowly like getting back into ballet after a break again. I will say that if you are an absolute beginner, maybe just say hi to the teacher and let them know it's your first time, you don't know anything about ballet, because that'll be helpful for when she demonstrates the class exercises. Maybe she can give you a little bit more attention and more corrections. If you end up signing up for a beginner class and then it's just too fast, it's not a good experience. Like, you might go home crying, I'm not gonna lie. I never want people to feel discouraged taking ballet because I know it's really intimidating and it almost feels like an exclusive club where only certain people know certain things. And I hate that. At the end of the day, what I always think is like, I'm paying for this class, this is my class, and I gotta make the most of it. Number 5, ballet is as mental as it is physical. What I mean by that is you're constantly learning new combinations and you're learning proper form, and while conducting these combinations that you just learned, you have to remember to engage in that proper form. And it's just a lot of thinking at once, thinking while moving, all about like controlling your body and remembering to engage your core, remembering to breathe, remembering to tuck your butt in, while also remembering choreography. It's a really complex mental game, and sometimes your brain will just blank out. It'll just blank and you don't know what's happening. And that's normal. It's normal, don't worry. And if you're nervous about not knowing the combos, I would say like pick a spot at the bar where you're in between people. I would say don't be at the end, because if you're at the end, you have no one in front of you to watch, and then when you turn around, you'll have only people watching you. Makeup and hair is all done. I think I'll show you guys what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing this Leo is from Suffolk, and then I'm wearing these pants. They're from Body Wrappers. I'm wearing this top from Rubia Wear. This is a size small, and I am 5'1". But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you find it helpful. If you're signing up for ballet, good luck. You're gonna be fine. At the end of the day, you're just having fun. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.